surprise that it's the number 1 versus
Uzbekistan za tretий золотой медаль. Идем.
So Mihajlovic of Uzbekistan looking to make it 3 out of 3 for the Uzbek Federation on men's finals day. He's in red. Karku of Mongolia is in blue. Karku just fires off a nice snappy 1-2 there right at the very beginning. We've got 2 orthodox fighters here, which is a little bit of a rarity in elite level international amateur boxing. Looking for the right hand again there, Karku. I don't think these two are going to have to look very hard for each other. You looked at them from side on there, and they're just right on that borderline of range, in the pocket almost, really. I love these kinds of fights where it's down to the reflexes. They're backing those reflexes. They're backing that head movement. They want to be in there, don't they, Alex? They want to be up close and personal, set those little traps, draw a mistake, make their opponent miss, and then really make them pay.
Rare to see a boxer like Miraziz as well content to come forward under a high guard. You don't see that too much in elite amateur boxing. He's kind of banking on his own defence and counter punching. The problem with that is that even if those punches are on the glove, sometimes it tempts the judges to score them accordingly. So really interesting start, clash of styles. Love the way that Karku is letting fly with the right hand to both body and head. He looks really solid. He's the kind of fighter you could see over more than 3 rounds in the next couple of years. So this is set up to be a cracker. It looked it on paper. He's already shaping up.
That was a lovely uppercut there from Karku, and they're both really setting their feet when they punch here. They're putting plenty of power into these. A kind of right-hand lead there from Karku. When he gets that range, he just sinks those toes in and really lets that 1-2 go with some proper weight behind it. Drop the gloves there, Mizahilov, and just pulled the weight back rather than use that high guard. That's a good point you made about the high guard, because coming in with it, you just can't see enough, basically. And he seems to have abandoned it maybe now towards the end of the round. Left hand there from Karku. Mizahilov just wading in a little bit clumsily there. Nice little left hand on the inside, though. The referee allowing them to fight up close, which is always good. Just as I say, he's abandoned it. He just shuffles straight in behind that high guard again.
Great credit to Miraziz, because it looked like early on that Karku was the stronger fighter, and maybe the bigger puncher. And since then, he just got on the front foot, and he's meeting fire with fire. It's a great attitude from him. Really set up nicely. This both landing short right hands up close too.
Those are solid shots as well. Good left hand on the inside there from Mizahilov. Closing few seconds of round 1, and again that was a very, very entertaining round. A lot thrown in that round, and all of it with serious intentions as well.
Love the way that Karku started that, Andy. The confidence. He's letting the right hand go, a couple of big right hands to the head, then he started to trade downstairs as well. And it was almost as if Miraziz just said, right, okay, if that's what you're going to bring, I'm going to meet you in the middle, and let's just see what happens. And in the end, he started pushing Karku back as that round progressed. Whether he was effective enough, whether some of the damage was done early on in terms of the scorecards for that first round, that's something that's open to debate. But there was a couple of great exchanges later on in the last 30 seconds.
And that was one there where they both just landed those short right hands, and you can see both of them recoil just slightly. They were both moving forward onto the punches as each received it. So into the second round, Mongolia in blue and Camo Karku. Uzbekistan in red, defending champion Mirazizbek Mihajlovic, reigning world champion as well, reigning Asian Games champion, has got his place in Rio, the number 1 seed against the number 2 seed. So this is what the organisers expected when the competition started, and both of these two have done their part to get to the final, looking to try and land that left hand. That's good defence up close there. Good blocking from Mizahilov. Great head movement there from from Karku. These two just displaying the two different ways that you can go about avoiding punishment. Little cheeky right to the body there from Karku.
And again, Andy, the high guard's fine. He gets through with a short right hand there. You fancy where there's 6 rounds or more, the style of Miraziz, it might pay dividends, but we're talking about scoring punches, as you say. That's the most important thing in this sprint distance. I think Miraziz is keeping his shape slightly better, but in all of that, he didn't land hardly any shots through the first minute of that contest, and it was Karku who was doing that, and it's Karku who's now on the front foot.
Just trading to the body there. Nice right to the body there from Miraziz. Got his head off the punching line as he threw it, just dipped to the left-hand side midway through round 2, and there's been a lot of leather thrown by these two. That the tempo has been very, very fierce. It'll be interesting to see if either one of them maybe wilts in the second half of the fight. Big right hand there from Miraziz, then a right comes back from Karku. I said at the beginning that they wouldn't have to go looking for each other, and that's proved to be exactly the case. It's this kind of range that the entire fight has been fought out. There's a lot of upper body movement there from Enkamar Karku. Maybe that could slow down towards the closing stages. Miraziz with some good work there off the ropes, wasn't he? Backed up, but moved that upper body well. He's just beginning to push him back now into the final minute of round 2. This is an interesting little shift, possibly.
These two are going to need a long soak in a bath later on. This is a hard, tough fight. These are two hard, tough men who are asking questions of each other, and neither want to be denied. This is fantastic stuff. This is a really good fight.
Miraziz is just getting on top of Karku towards the end of the round here, just pushing him around a little bit, beginning to bully him just a touch into the final minute. Not much has come back from Karku past the 2-minute mark, and the way that he's let his hands go prior to that, it's not that surprising that he's maybe feeling the heat a little bit. Just backed up there, and left hand on the inside from Miraziz, and maybe that could have been enough, that strong finish, to take that second round. And we talk about the ebb and flow. We did it a lot yesterday, and you picked up on it in the middle of that round, which is that this style that Miraziz has got, if this was WSB in 5 rounds or a 6-round fight in a pro contest, then that would be enough time to wear his man down. But signs in that second round that 3 rounds might be enough.
It might be, and it's terrific again in that particular round. It reminds me a little bit of the first contest where Savek really brought the heat and Miraziz maybe just did the cleaner work. Here I sort of feel maybe some of the cleaner work is coming from Karku but once again, it's only just. It's the fascinating contest to watch, and it's the amount that they're putting into it and the weight that they're putting behind the shots as well.
It's been absolutely terrific. Into the third and final round, we've had a brilliant start to men's finals day. We really have. It was always going to be fiercely competitive. The standard absolutely supersonic with the nations involved that we've got: Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, India, Mongolia contributing these finals. A slip there according to the referee, so no knockdown, the gloves just being wiped off.
We might have seen that again, Andy, because there was a body shot that went in, a right to the body. It did look like there might have been a trip of the feet. There was a right hand, I think, landed to the body, and Karku's just landed another in that exchange. If we thought it was ferocious before, it looks like they've found another gear.
Unbelievable stuff there. Right hand upstairs from Karku, who's really raised it at the start of this third round. I think he realised that he just let it drop big time towards the end of the second round, and he's come out here looking to try and really put his stamp on this third and final round, a bit like he did at the very beginning of the fight when he just took the centre of the ring and just let a heavy 1-2 go. So they both get a little bit of a break here, which they will not be displeased about at all. 52 seconds into round 3, and that has been an absolutely torrid start to this third and final round. And you get a sense the Mongolian, as I say, realised that he couldn't allow Miraziz to pick up where he finished off at the end of that second round. And again, just trading on the inside there. Nice slip away to his left from Miraziz. Karku getting up close, dipping the head a little bit low maybe. That's what the referee's saying. And then snaps out a nice jab.
Karku's doing well this round. Another right hand. He's standing his ground, but I think, as you say, he's decided, Karku, that he really has to match Miraziz. He has to match him in every way. He's standing his ground a bit more, but it's more the hand speed and the amount he's letting his hands go. That's the crucial difference here. I think his defence is just slightly better than Mirzahalilov's as well. This is a really good response from Karku. It's been a good first half of this final round for him.
Nice body shot there, and you get a perfect look at the distance between the two, just leaning forward onto that front foot there. Karku trying to find the body with the right and the left hand. Mirzahilov working his hands up close, big left hand there from Karku, just caught the Uzbek standing a little bit tall. Right hand comes back there from Mirzahilov. This has been an unbelievable fight to watch right from the very, very start.
And it shows you how tough and strong Mirzahilov is, Andy, that Karku wasn't able to do this in the second round. He's only maybe, as the pace has dropped, he's got his second win, maybe with the finishing line in sight. This extraordinary effort from the Mongolian fighter, and the important thing is there's been quality with it. The right hand, which we saw in the first round, he's got back on that head and body. He's landed it numerous times. Really special response from him.
Left to the body there from Karku. His upper body movement has been right back where it was in this third round. I did just wonder towards the end of the second whether he was beginning to wilt a little bit, but that minute between rounds was obviously enough for him to get that energy bar fully restored. Left hand there from Karku. Mirzahilov, though, continues to work right up until the very, very end. There goes the bell at the end of the fight, and that was magnificent, absolutely magnificent, that final we've just seen there at a bantamweight between Mirazizbek Mirzahilov of Uzbekistan, the defending champion, world championship gold medalist, as well Asian Games champion. Some great credentials there from him, qualified for Tokyo, but Enkamo Karku of Mongolia, the number 2 seed, well, he brought it right from the off, and I think he might just about have done enough.
That was terrific. Give them both the gold, I'd say. Split it, but that was fantastic. That's as good as it gets. Whets the appetite for Tokyo.
The winner by split decision in the blue corner, representing Mongolia.
Karku gets it, Andy. I'm not going to argue with that. The effort he put in that third and final round was why you and I love the sport, and why we just shake our heads and wonder what these young men and women are able to produce time and time again. Just otherworldly stuff there from Karku, and from both of them.
100%. 5 scores of 29 to 28. It flashed up pretty quick, but I think 4 of them were in favour of Karku. 1 for Mirzahilov. He looked pretty fuming, actually, when the decision was announced. But the way we saw it, it was 1 apiece heading into that third and final round, and Karku just took it to another level. Medal. Some photos down at ringside. He is Asian champion 2021, but we've had 3 very, very good fights already, but that was the pick of the bunch so far. It was absolutely elite. Whatever way you chose to look at it, really, and the signs for it were very good right from the first 10 seconds, weren't they? Where they just took centre ring in front of each other, and as you say, Karku set his stall out, and Mirzahilov, rather than back off, thought, okay, fine, I'll have some of that. Let's see what happens at the end of 9 minutes of this.
Yeah, I thought Karku took the first. I thought Mirzahilov came back in the second, and I thought it was a special effort to raise the game once again in the third from Karku. That's exactly how I would have had it, 29-28. I can understand why Mirzahilov would be disappointed, because when you've given that much of yourself, when you have drained the batteries and the tank in the way that he did, no surprise that you'd be disappointed.
For the highlights, really, you could take any 20-second passage out of any of the 3 rounds and they would tell you the story of the fight. So Mongolia pick up a gold medal, so that's 1 on the board for them. Uzbekistan have got a couple.
And it